I'm Dave, you're watching Dave's Taste Buds, and welcome back. Another great episode for you today. It's a bright, fall, crisp morning, so I got the urge to make a cake.
Because I love cake.
And I don't make a lot of cakes, I don't bake a lot. If you've seen any of my episodes, there's very few that have to do with baking because I'm not a big baker. But this recipe includes two things that I really like. One, the Cracker Barrel restaurant, and Coca Cola. We're gonna make the chocolate Coca-Cola cake that the Cracker Barrel makes. First of all, I'm gonna crack one open. What do you think about the hat? I mean, do I wear it? The only thing is I can't put my glasses on my head, so it's harder for me to see. So I don't know if I don't wear it. I wear it Fred Durst, 1996, 7. Or do I just wear it regular? I'll try wearing it. Dry ingredients, stand mixer. You don't need a stand mixer. You could use a hand mixer. You could even stir it up in a bowl by hand. This is extremely overkill for a recipe like this, but you know what? I have it. I don't often break it out, so I'm breaking it out today. 2 cups flour, 2 cups sugar. Right into the old mixing bowl. Flour, sugar, 2 cups each. I'm gonna crank this up. We just want to incorporate these together, and then actually once this is done, see this? I don't know if you can see it, but it's already like flour powder coming around. This is the kind of thing that drives me crazy. We'll get those mixed up. Okay, now that we got our flour and sugar mixed together in our mixer, we're gonna start getting ready some of our wet ingredients. So that's gonna start off with a stick of butter. We wanna get this melted a little bit quicker, so we're just gonna chop it up a little bit, throw it in there. Goes in there you go. We're gonna melt that down. We're gonna save these. We're gonna end up with 2 of these. I might as well tell you now. I saw this trick watching another video, baking. Instead of using that spray, you can take your butter and you can just kind of take that sheet, kind of wrap it around. I mean, if it doesn't cover all of it, bust out the spray. Just a little tip.
I don't know. Give it a try.
Star of the show. Coke, a cup of that. So we got a stick of butter. We got a cup of Coke. Veg oil. I believe that's half a cup. This is a 1/3 of a cup cocoa powder. And this is it for the start of our wet ingredients. It's not all of them, but it's a start. So I'm just gonna give this a couple minutes. I'm gonna let this heat up. I'm gonna let it simmer just enough to get the cocoa powder dissolved. And then we are gonna add it to our dry mix. All right, you see this very gentle simmer? That's all you want. You don't wanna cook it. You don't wanna reduce it. You just need to heat it up. Just get a nice little simmer going. And once you see that, it means it's ready to go into our dry mix. So our simmered mixture is all set to go. And we are going to turn this on a very low speed. And we're just gonna ever so slowly add this right in there, hopefully not making a mess. Everybody in the pool, let's go. Looks pretty good. Let's see if we can get some a little bit more out of here. Could I have transferred this into something and then poured it in there? Of course. We're actually gonna set that pan aside because we're gonna use the same pan to make our frosting. I'm gonna crank this up a little bit. Then into this, we got a couple of eggs, 2 eggs. We got a 1/4 cup buttermilk. This cake's gonna be rich. We got a teaspoon baking soda. 2 teaspoons? 2 teaspoons? Vanilla. Everything will be in the description below. While you're looking around at that, click subscribe, like, turn on the notifications. That way you get alerted every time I put a new episode out. And that's it as far as our cake mix goes. So I'm just gonna give this a second. I'm gonna let it get a nice mixed up. Oh, got some on the side of my mixer. Fun fact about Cracker Barrel while we're waiting for this. It was established by some Shell Oil rep in 1973, I think. And if you notice, they're all right at intersections of major highways. So yeah, I think now there's like 460 of them in like 45 states. They're like everywhere now. Just a little something for you. Do with it what you want. Tell your friends, don't tell your friends, keep it a secret, whatever. All right, I'm good with how that is. First step I should have mentioned, oven, preheat 350. Now, this recipe calls for an 11 by 9 pan. I mean, it's a very specific pan, 11 by 9. Everybody's got 11 by 13. Everybody's got the 8 by 8 square, I think it is. I also have this bundt pan, never done this before. And I didn't want to make a cake in a slightly bigger pan and have it be too thin and looking like, you know, some oversized brownie. I don't even know if this is gonna really work or come out nice, but I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna try to give this a whirl and I'm gonna see what happens. Let's drop this down. Let's take this off of here. Thank you, but you gotta go. Oh, nothing like a cold glass of Coke on a Saturday morning.
Do you really want to live in a world without Coca-Cola?
Is it 10 o'clock? Ah, it's 11? It's 11 o'clock already. I got other episodes to shoot. I gotta get going. Coke will help me with that. Just gonna evenly put this in here. So you know what? Let's get a nice shot of this. Hoping this rises enough in this pan so it looks nice. I'm confident that it will. Just gotta make sure we get it all in there. Oven's ready. Ooh, that has got some nice flavor. Let's get this in the oven, and then we'll make the frosting. 350, half an hour. Be right back. Oh, it's so good. All right, so it's time to make our frosting. You're gonna wanna make the frosting when there's about 10 minutes left in the cooking time for the cake. Hey Google, how much time is left?
T-minus 10 minutes and 37 seconds.
Yeah, as close as you get. Cake's got about 10 minutes longer to go. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought because of the different pan I'm using. So anyway, it's about 10 minutes left, so let's get into the frosting. Because we're gonna add the frosting to the top of the cake when the cake is still warm, so it's gonna pull some of the frosting and the flavor into the cake. Holy smokes. Stick of butter. Gonna melt that down. Get out of there. Woo. Quarter cup Coke. Here comes Coke back into the mix. Quarter cup of that in there. We're gonna let this melt. So now that the butter and the Coke has heated up, butter's just about gone. We're doing this on a really low heat. If we put this even on medium heat, we don't want to scorch this because this is going to be our frosting, so low heat. This is 1/3 of a cup of our cocoa powder, teaspoon of vanilla, get a little sweetness in there from the vanilla, and a pinch of salt. We're just going to give this a quick little mix just until that cocoa gets mixed in nice. I knew it. I knew he was going to bark. It's so nice outside. I'm like, Oliver will never make it through this episode without barking. And there you go. There we go. We're going to kill the heat. Now, just going to set this aside. Whoopsie daisy. Stay there. Get this out of the way. Cleaned up a little bit. Take a sip of Coke. Because now, burner goes away. Big mixing bowl comes out. Now it's time for the hand mixer. Again, you could do this with a regular whisk. I'll put this right into our mixing bowl. Hot pan in the sink. We're going to slowly add 3 cups powdered sugar into our mix. I'm gonna put this warm frosting on our warm cake. Oh yeah. Three cups confectioner sugar. Oh, I so badly want to crank up this mixer, but I know what'll happen. I'll end up wearing it. Going for it now. There we go. That's our frosting. Let's check it out. Chocolate with a hint of Coke. Woo-hoo, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna pull this cake out, get it all set to go, and I'll show you how we finish this off. All right, solid piece of advice. If it calls for a rectangular pan, put it in a rectangular pan, because what I didn't realize is that taking this cake out of that bun pan while it was still warm was rough to do. But I did it. I managed to kind of piece it back together a little bit. Oh shoot, did I take this out of frame? I did not. Okay, so, but our frosting is still warm. It's silky, it's smooth. The cake is still warm. Whew. And we are just going to pour that right over our cake. And it's just gonna cascade down the sides. Oh, oh, baby. Oh, look at that. It's gonna cover the whole thing with some extra. Oh, whoa. That frosting might even be a little overkill. It should be good. I'm not even gonna let this cool down to cut it and taste it. Literally, oh, I got chocolate all over the place. I just wanna taste it. So I'm gonna take just the slightest bit right out of the bottom side. Oh yeah. Yeah, moist, I can already tell. Huh. It's moist, it's got the warm frosting, it's still warm. Oh. Let's give it up to Coca-Cola in the Cracker Barrel. This cake is delicious. It's moist, it's mostly chocolate, it's got that hint of Coke to it. Make this cake. And then I need you to subscribe, I need you to like, I need you to hit notifications, and once you're doing all that, go cook something.